It's The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, and I'm giving you my impressions right away from kind of watching the episode just an hour ago. If you haven't seen this episode, please stop here, pause, and come back to it because I'd love to discuss it more down in the comments below. Spoilers ahead. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this episode was fairly good in most parts. I don't think it was actually amazing. I don't think it blew it out of the park, but for the most part, I did enjoy it, and I think the cinematography was insane. And kind of the beginning of the episode was picking up things straight away from season 1 with Ellie and Joel's kind of that lie that still lingers in the air, and I guess he just, still wants to double down, and I don't know if that's necessarily the most smartest thing to do, but hey, whatever, I completely understand it. More interested into when we got the introduction of Abby and the surviving Fireflies, which was pretty interesting in itself, but I also was a little bit confused because I just don't know if Abby had ever been brought about in the previous season, and for what it's worth, I haven't actually played season 2 of The Last of Us, so I know of Abby. I know that she's going to be important. Unfortunately, I was spoiled, but I don't know exactly her connection to the previous Fireflies that were in season 1. So in that little kind of moment, the sequence when she was very emotional and wanting out for revenge, I thought a flashback would have helped, like just a little 10-second, 20-second, as much as I hate them, could have been so just easy to put in, and that would have explained where her connection is from. But whatever, I can see that they're going to set that up, and that's got the big main centerpiece for the rest of the season. From there, we got kind of what it was like in Jackson, Wyoming, and seeing like what's happened after 5 years, which I thought was very nice. It's like this whole community atmosphere feels kind of like The Walking Dead, just in like this snowy atmosphere, and I love snowy Wyoming. I think it's just great for all the cinematography shots that you can kind of see throughout this episode. We also see this strained relationship between Ellie and Joel, and now that she's 19 and clearly not wanting to, I don't know, maybe be more independent. She doesn't want to have Joel hanging around him as much, and as much as I kind of see her point, I feel like she's being overly rebellious and just to the point of recklessness, and just I can't sympathize with her. Like, I understand her desire for independence, but I'm kind of more so on Joel's side, and I feel really bad for him. I mean, he's trying his hardest, and she's just kind of going completely like, out of the line, and almost like doing things that are not by the book, where she says she's going to do it by the book, kind of lying to Tommy and wanting to be on patrol, then risking herself. And I just thought, what is going on with Ellie? I don't know. To me, I could not really be on her side, and it was kind of getting a little bit annoying, particularly when she had this sequence with Dina and they were kind of risking it in that supermarket and just going off, and they were acting like Navy SEALs, and I'm like, what are you doing in this? You're acting like professionals. You are not Jason Statham. You are not doing this. I just remember those hand signals that were going between them two, and I was like, this is ridiculous, but whatever. The only good part of that sequence that I did enjoy was seeing kind of this new type of infected, which was intriguing. I thought initially it was just like some sort of, transitioning clicker that, hadn't fully formed, but I guess it's some sort of hybrid that's going to be now the new evolving threat, which I think is really cool. It's a good way to expand the universe. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out in the rest of the season. I thought my favorite part was probably the therapy session with Gail and Joel, and that whole interaction between the two. They had such an honest confrontation about, I guess, both of their past, like Joel's actions, particularly with her and her husband Eugene, and how she just kind of completely hated him and just was like, afraid to say it to him initially, but knew that it was actually the best thing for her. And I really love that. I actually kind of resonate with that, and just the truth will set you free no matter how hard it is to say it. And I only really love to see maybe like a little bit of a flashback, even just a little 5-second kind of, hint to what happened between Joel and Eugene, because again, for the life of me, I did not know who this character was, and if he was in season 2, I just can't remember. And I know, as much as I hate flashbacks, but just a little like tease of what Joel would have done, I think would have been perfect. And I'm a little bit annoyed that he didn't, kind of open up a little bit more about what he did to Ellie. Like, I just thought, I don't know why was there a reason for him to continue lying to Gail about it? Was he fearful that Gail was going to tell Ellie the truth? I mean, again, I don't know why the truth wouldn't be a good thing in that scenario, and I don't know if Ellie would hate him for it. I found the New Year's Eve party scene at the ending kind of very intimate, and it was nicely shot. It was a cool little sequence and very touching. I particularly enjoyed the ending of that, where you kind of see these infected, I guess, tendrils, and I didn't know that was a thing. I thought fungi fungi kind of only spread through the clickers, but obviously it makes sense that they can spread through plants and roots. But to my memory, that wasn't touched upon as much in season 1, even though I know that there are spores that release this kind of fungi that is that parasitical virus that can kind of infect people. But anyways, I don't know. It was cool to see. I think the last image of, seeing Abby looking at the town is very foreboding, and obviously it's got to set up something very big very, very soon. So altogether, I'm going to give it a 6, 7 out of 10. I don't know, if it was completely flawless, if it was amazing, very solid setup. Cinematography-wise, is probably the highlight, and that kind of back and forth dialogue exchange between the two of Gail and Joel was the bee's knees. So let me know down in the comments below, is there something that I've missed with Eugene that, was brought up in season 1, also with Abby and the Fireflies connection? Was there something else there? I don't know. Maybe, I'm going crazy and maybe I should have checked out a recap beforehand, so I could be wrong there, but looking forward to it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and that is it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.